Hi everyone, as a Diwali special video, I'll be showing you how to make this Gulab Jamun cake. It is inspired by the traditional Indian sweet and super delicious, and I'll be showing you how to incorporate that dessert into this cake, which isn't that hard to make, and I hope you guys will like it. So this is the traditional dessert. They are balls of cottage cheese soaked in sugar syrup. They don't taste like cheese, but they're super yummy. So to get started, we're going to be adding our spices. So the milk that we use, I've got 2 cups of soy milk, and I'm going to heat this in a saucepan on around medium heat. And into this, I've added some cardamom and saffron. These spices are what's going to enhance the flavor of this dessert into our cake. And once that has started bubbling up and you can smell the flavors kind of infused into the milk, you're going to strain that to leave any residue to the side and put that aside to let it cool down thoroughly. Then you're going to add in your self-rising flour. The full ingredients list is in the description box below, and if you prefer me to add the ingredients onto the screen when I share recipes, please let me know too. So into my bowl I've added 3.5 cups of self-rising flour plus 2 cups of caster sugar, and you're going to sift all of this into your bowl to avoid any lumps in the batter. Then add your 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a pinch of salt, and you're going to mix all of this together once you've sifted it in. I have made a large batch here because I want to make multiple layers of this cake. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, make sure you have preheated your oven on 180 degrees Celsius so the oven can start heating up for your batter once it's ready, and that is a crucial step so it doesn't interfere with the baking. In a large bowl, add your cooled down spice infused milk. It should be smelling super delicious right now. Add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice. Then add 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence and 1 teaspoon of rose essence or anything like that to enhance the flavor. And you also need 2/3 of a cup of sunflower oil or any other flavorless oil that you generally tend to use for baking as well. Once you've added that in, we can mix all of our ingredients together. We've added our wet ingredients here. Make sure you mix it well so everything is properly combined. You don't really want the oil separating from the vanilla essence, milk and other things. Then in parts of 2, you're going to add in some of your flour mixture and mix that into the milk, and then add the rest, and like that slowly combine it and mix just until combined because you don't want to overmix your batter. So what I did was afterwards I ended up adding a bit more saffron and cardamom, thinking that it would need more flavor, but in the end the flavor was overly strong. So the amount that I've shown in the video, I don't suggest you add any more than that because you don't need the flavor to be stronger than that. And divide this into 2 cake tins. These are 6-inch I think, but you can divide them into 3 or 4. I did 3 tins of these. Once they have baked in the oven for around half an hour, make sure you've let them properly cool down and then cut the layers to level them. I'm going to start by assembling. Add a little bit of icing onto the cake board, add your first layer of the sponge, and you're going to use the sugar syrup that comes inside the tin of the sweet dessert, and you're going to use that to kind of soak the cake lightly in that. Spread your buttercream. I'm using normal vanilla buttercream, but I've added some rose essence to that as well. And you're going to top sliced Gulab Jamuns on top of this as well, and these will be sandwiched in between. And you're going to complete this cake by repeating these steps for however many layers that you have. I've seen before that other bakers drench their cake sponges in sugar syrup to help it stay moist. So I don't tend to do that a lot, but what I found is you can do that with this cake by using the syrup that already comes in the tin with this Indian dessert by itself. So once you've added some buttercream around it to crumb coat it, you can check some of my other videos of how I've crumb coated cakes as well before. That's just to lock in any crumbs and make the cake a bit more stable. So you do a thin layer and then let it set, and it's not compulsory, but I find it easier to do that. Then I'm adding on my other layer of buttercream, which will be what will be visible on the outside obviously, and I've slightly colored that yellow as I found that looks a bit nicer on this cake, and I've spread this and also used a cake comb to create this effect that you can see here right now. Then on the top I'm piping little flowers on top little swirls of buttercream and adding pieces of these gulab jamuns on top as well. I've started off with a big ball, and then they're kind of getting smaller and smaller, and then they come cascading all the way down. I've seen this design on the internet quite a lot, and I thought it looked really nice. So I wanted to kind of imitate the style in my own way as well. So cut these into small slices, semicircles, thin ones, and you're going to add these kind of falling down like a waterfall cake, if that's what they're called, going all the way down, and you can put your own take into this. Then you're going to add chopped pistachios on top, and on the sides I kind of just sprinkled those. I've sprinkled it with a bit more of cardamom and saffron and some edible sugar pearls as well, just to make it look nicer. And that is how to make this gulab jamun cake. It is really delicious, an Indian fusion dessert, and it tastes really good. I hope you guys try it out, and happy Diwali in advance. If you enjoyed this video, please do let me know if you try out the recipe as well, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. This is how the cake looked in the inside. You can see the layers perfectly, and it was super delicious. So comment down below if I should try any more recipes inspired by Indian sweets, or maybe something else from a different culture, and thanks for watching.